of your life. This is the Homer Hour, broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studio at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee.
Well, we can't say that. We can't what? Either that, then you have to fire the coach. Coaches play people that they can help them win. They don't play people when they have somebody else or some other player that gives them a better chance to win. What? And you put shoes on to walk. What? Help me out, Brian. You played. Everybody on that team knows what's going on with Rashan Gary, right? Hold on, I can't hear you. Go ahead.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah. I mean, maybe I don't know how much offense knows about defense, but I'm on the team as the backup punter. What the hell's going on with Rashan? He's good. He ain't playing because he isn't good enough.
Okay. So, first of all, I just want to address the first thing is, to say he's not any good is a little.
That's
a little
too far. I need a governor. That's right.
That's a little much.
But they got somebody else or a group they want to play ahead of him, and you're paying him $1 gazillion.
I know
because you think he's worthy of that money, which means you think he's good.
Yes.
We have a major problem here.
Yes. So now we're going to get to that. So clearly there's an issue with production. There's an issue with production, and over the last since the Pittsburgh game, there's been a lack of production, and what we're seeing now is the coaching staff is putting guys in there who they think they're going to get more production from, and that's what we're seeing with the reps and the snap counts. And when you have that, that's essentially what we're seeing play out, especially last week in New York, right? I mean, I think he was equal on par with everyone else on that defensive line besides Micah, right? I mean, Micah was at 61 or 62 snaps. I think the Giants had 75 snaps or something like that. And everyone else was around 38.
61 for Parsons.
Yep.
And then everybody.
Was that 38 to 40 snaps?
He had 39. Pebble's looking it up.
Yeah. It was right around there.
had 40. Yeah, there we go. Homer. It is the Brian Bulaga Homer Show. Rashan Gary is Kingsley Enagbare. That's who he is. Doesn't mean he's that way in his career, but right now, you might as well call him Rashan Enagbare.
Well, so
hey, where's that wrong?
Well, I mean, where he is performing, they think that's how many reps he has earned.
Right.
And that's where he's at right now. And the unfortunate part about it is the way he started this season, you thought that at this point in time he would be at around 9 sacks. He would be leading the team or close to leading it with Micah, right? And in all reality, he's one sack behind
I just
Micah.
thought he'd be playing more than Enagbare. That's what I thought.
Well, see, and the reason why that's not happening is because the production has been down. I mean, that's really that's it. That's really it. If the production was high, if he'd gotten a sack the last 2 games, that doesn't happen. This is legitimately because of a production issue. That's it. I mean, it's nothing to do because he forgot how to play or there's an issue in the lot. That has nothing to do with it. It's production. It's based on production. And he goes out against Minnesota and has 2.5 sacks. Where there's a different story. I guarantee you he gets around 60 snaps.
Excuse me, sir. Here's my follow-up. By the way, you were very good, and I don't think you ever were limited to 39 snaps.
Well, no offensive lineman. We don't get a rep count, unfortunately. That's
You
unless we're
don't?
that bad. No, unless we get yanked.
That's terrible.
We get yanked.
Every player should have the number of snaps.
No,
You just assume it's everyone the offense had the ball, right? That's
yes.
okay.
That's just
So
we're in.
But I'm a distant relative of Rashan Gary. Mr. Balaga, it's going to be very difficult for Rashan to get, how many sacks did you say? 2.5? If he's never on the field. I checked with Rashan. He's never had a sack sitting on the sidelines. So
Correct.
To get 2.5 sacks, when you don't play someone, doesn't that mean you've accepted the fact they're not going to get 2.5 sacks? You'll be happy with, I don't know, Coach Bulaga. What would they be happy with, Rashan Gary? Probably 1 sack if he's only played 39 snaps.
Well, if he gets a sack in 39 snaps, that's a great day. Honestly,
but they are
day.
limiting his ability to get sacks, correct? By not playing him.
Well, it's not that they're intentionally trying to limit.
Right, but that's how it works. Like if they said you're not blocking well and they bench you, you go like, how the hell am I ever going to get better? I can't get better on the bench.
Well, so like, and here's where we run into that debate now. It's like he's in year 7, right? Like, and it's like, are we? We're not like getting better for him now. It's like, all right, we're not looking at getting better. Right, like you're in year 7. We're not looking at getting better. Like we're like the production has to be there. Like that's literally what this is. Like it's the production has to be there. You're around the $19-20 million a year pass rusher, and he's in a slump right now. And now they are trying to find guys to either push him and fill that void of production, and trying to send that message because like. You're not going to go, like I said to Jason earlier today, you're not going into meetings and chewing him out or like that's not happening. And the only way to do that is reps, is the reps in practice and the reps on game day, right? That's the way to send that message, and that's currently what's happening. So it's up to him.
No, I will defer to you, whatever you say. I mean, you can also embarrass somebody, right? And there have been certain coaches that do that.
Yeah, but I don't think
I'm not saying it works, but it is an option.
Yeah, but that's not. I don't think that's like. I don't think he's doing anything to, like, be embarrassed. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think there's actions happening to be embarrassed, right? I don't think this is like a disciplinary issue, right? Like, I don't think that's it. I just don't think that he is performing to his capability at this point in time over the last few weeks, right? Like, I don't think that's what's happening, and they're trying to maybe nudge him a little bit, right? Maybe light the fire a little bit.
That was my next question. Yeah, I didn't know if that happens in the NFL, but it's about the last straw because, I mean, I'm in the meeting and they say we're going to do that. I go, wait a minute. We need him on the field. So and then it's like, we can't. We're better off with somebody else, so we're going to have, or maybe against the Giants, you feel like you can win, and so maybe we can see if this puts a fire under them, because I think they still believe they have a potentially special team, and everything's done with the hopes to get it squared away by the time the real season starts, at the end of regular season and the playoffs. I'm just asking that. I don't. You know.
Well, if you were going to do it in a game. You were going to do that snap count deal. It would have been in the Giants.
Yep.
It would have been in the Giants game. So, like, if that was an intentional move, it would have been in the Giants game, right? And that would have been the week to do it. And now this is not the week to play those games, right? Like that.
I would agree with you.
Because Darisaw and O'Neal, they're good tackles, right? So if you want your best guys out there to put pressure on this quarterback, you got to have your guys out there. Like, you got to have your guys out there rushing the passer to create issues for McCarthy. And to me, like, Rashan may be having his struggles right now, but to me, the way Rashan came out start this seaon, and up until like the Pittsburgh game, like he's been very productive. And he has 7 sacks or whatever it is. Like, I mean, he's been productive, and he's just dipped in production the last few weeks. Maybe you did light a fire in that Giants game, and that's been all the talk this week is about his snap count. And maybe this lights the fire. Maybe this is it. And he goes out there against Minnesota and plays really well and he plays well, and he continues to earn more snaps as the game goes on. And this is all, water under the bridge after this game. Like, at least that's what I'm hoping, because him playing well is only good for the defense. It's
right.
Only good for the defense if he's playing well. So
yes, there's a limit to how good this defense can be without a good Rashan Gary.
I agree.
I don't know where that is on the list, but it's up pretty high.
Because if you look at it too, right, when you only have Micah putting consistent pressure on the passer, that's a problem, right? Like that's not what you want. The whole point of bringing in Micah, obviously, for how good he is and the issues he creates and the matchup issues he creates, but it's that he's able to free up other guys and they create issues. So you have multiple guys getting back there, right? So like if you just have Micah doing it, that's the offenses can find ways to block him up or at least slow him down long enough that you can get the ball off or do things before he gets to your quarterback. Well, if you got Rashan humming and getting to the quarterback at a fast rate, and then Van Ness comes back and he's doing it at a high rate, that's very difficult on offenses, right? And
because I would ask you, rate the players on the defense. Who's the best player on the defense? Micah Parsons. Who should be, or would you think is the second best player on the defense? I mean, I would put Edgerrin Cooper up there, but I don't know that he's been as good. But
McKinney.
Yes, McKinney would be 2. You're right. Okay, McKinney's 2. And then Rashan Gary should be 3rd.
He should be, yeah.
Yeah, and I say that because of the amount of money he makes, not that I believe that is
the end all be all. It's
the end all be all, but people should know that players, and I give Tony Romo credit when he told the Cowboys, I want you to pay me a lot of money because then I know you believe in me and you're going to play me. You don't pay me any money. That tells me you don't believe much any, and I'm not sure how much I'll play or when you'll replace me. And Jerry Jones says, that kid's smart. Give him the money. Literally, you can watch the video. And I think that's right. Just like when you draft somebody, it's because you believe he's that good. And if he's not, then he still might be an okay player, but that doesn't mean you made a good choice. I haven't checked all the snaps, but wouldn't you say this might be the most surprising thing that has occurred on the defense this year?
I mean, I could tell you this much. I did not expect this to happen when we started the season.
Yeah.
Like when they acquired Micah Parsons, I can assure you this was not something that I thought would happen at some point this season. Like if I thought there was going to be one consistent all year, it would be Micah, Rashan, and Van Ness, if all healthy, being on the field and playing at least 70% of the snaps all the time, no matter what, right? No. You have to have your pass rushers. You have to have your pass rushers out there at all times, no matter what. Doesn't matter. Got to have them. That's what your defense is built on. You got to go get the passer. They got to be out there. So for this to happen, yeah, it's a little surprising to me. It is, for sure.
And I would ask as a follow-up that I think you can get away with doing this more often if you choose when the team is good. When the team is bad, you can't do it because your only hope of getting better is that players that you're counting on get better or, they may be inconsistent. So what? Your only hope of getting average or good is if those players all of a sudden start to play at their potential. Without them, you have no chance because you don't have enough players that even have potential. Oh, I didn't anticipate it, but you can do this stuff when you have other good players.
I guess my question too is like, you then look at it, the guys that are taking his snaps, I guess you look at the stat sheet. What did they do?
Right.
I mean, I'm not trying to be like cynical about it, but like, what did they do? And like, that's where so if you're going to pull reps from him and give them elsewhere, what did those guys do at the opportunity? And there wasn't much there.
No.
So like,
but even in his limited snaps, that didn't improve his play, right? If I got less snaps, I'm kicking some serious butt when I'm in there to show them you bastards don't know what the hell they're doing. Instead, they're going, no one said after the game, man, they lit a fire under Rashan Gary after limiting his snaps. Yeah, no, everybody said, pretty much the same.
And then on the flip side, no one took his reps and ran with them.
Right. Which doesn't really surprise you, does it? Because he's just better.
Yes, he's better. Like, that's the thing. He's better, and Van Ness isn't playing.
Right. Yeah.
So, like, that's the problem. Like, Van Ness isn't there to take those reps.
They need him even more than they thought.
Yes.
Yeah.
100%.
All right. Jason Wilde coming up, but he is currently on assignment. He'll come about 5:45. That's fine because I have multiple questions for Brian Bulaga. But if you have them, he'll always take them, 1-800-990-3776. Or if you want to put them up on YouTube, that is, again, the way more and more people are doing it. 3 Pillars Senior Living Communities, beautiful setting along the Bark River in Dousman. All I know is you got to know 3, as in 300 acres. As big as a city. So all the different levels they have for the senior living, they can do it and do it right because they have so much room. Top-ranked full continuum community. So you have an active adult and independent living, and you have assisted living and memory care, and you have skilled nursing and rehab, and you have incredible wellness programs and a long list of activities, which you can do when you have 300 acres and the right staff, which is so important. See for yourself in Dousman. It might take you a while to get through the 300 acres. 3pillars.org. More Brian Bulaga next.
More of the Homer Hour coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Southbound on 41, backing up from before Appleton Avenue all the way down to Capitol Drive. The northbound side, we've got backups from just north of Watertown Plank Road all the way up to Silver Spring. Eastbound on 94, we are seeing some pretty hefty delays coming from before 164 all the way past Barker Road. You're back on the brakes from Highway 100 all the way to Hawley. The westbound side's backed up from 27th Street to Hawley Road, and then again from the Zoo interchange all the way past Moreland Road. That earlier accident that was blocking the left lane at Moreland has been cleared out of the way. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast tonight, mostly cloudy skies, a low of 37. Tomorrow, partly cloudy with a high of 48. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Hey, it's Brad Nortman, and when it comes to my home, I want a team that I can trust, and that's Lifetime Home Services. From cleaner air and radon safety to custom closets and electrical work, they do it all under one roof. What I'm most excited about right now is their epoxy floors. They make your garage clean, durable, and organized with shelving and storage to get everything off the floor. For over 30 years, families have trusted Lifetime Home Services to make their homes safer and better looking. Trusted solution, lifetime results. Schedule today at lifetimehomeservices.com.
A father faces homelessness. A mother is hospitalized, and there's no one to watch their children. La Causa Crisis Nursery and Respite Center is the only free 24/7 crisis nursery in Milwaukee. It's a safe and nurturing place for children aged 0 to 12 to stay while their parents work to regain stability and strength. Your generosity keeps La Causa's doors open and provides meals, classroom resources, mental health support, and more. Every child deserves the chance to dream, grow, and thrive. Make a difference by donating today at lacausa.org.
Let's get the latest from Lambeau. This is your green and gold fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Tri-City National Bank. Tri-City National Bank offers a full suite of personal and business banking products at more than 25 convenient locations. Open your account today at the community bank that's Milwaukee's best bank. Learn more at tcnb.com.
Will he or won't he play? That is the question when it comes to Packers running back Josh Jacobs in Sunday's game against the Minnesota Vikings at Lambeau Field. Jacobs left last week's win over over the New York Giants in the second quarter due to a knee contusion. Jacob says it's all up to the swelling in his knee, but if it's up to him, he'll be on the field.
I'm truly really day to day. I also know me, I'm gonna always try to, go. I never really believe in missing games or anything like that.
It's Packers-Vikings at noon on Sunday at Lambeau Field. Packers, 6-point favorites. I'm Alex Stroh.
This has been your Green and Gold Fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Tri-City National Bank, your hometown bank.
Family's bigger? Out of space? We can help you find a new place. Just make Tri-City your first call. We are here to help, loan large or small. Tri-City National Bank, equal housing lender, NMLS 433891.
Timeout on the field. Let's bring in Gina Della from Pella. What's the winning game plan this month?
Wayne, a whole house of new windows for as low as $297 a month with 0% interest for up to 6 years.
Wow, that's a drive you can sustain for years. No penalties, no extra interest.
And unlike opponents, Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin actually stops the drafts.
Don't sit on the sidelines, folks. Make your move today at PellaWI.com.
Certain restrictions apply. It's 11/30/2025.
Give the gift of a special night out from the Bartolotta Restaurants. Purchase a gift card at Bartolottas.com and get a $20 holiday bonus for every $100 you spend. Happy holidays from all of us at the Bartolotta Restaurants, and thank you, Milwaukee.
This is the Homer Hour on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
This is the Brian Bulaga Homer Hour Window Nation end of the year sale. 90% customer satisfaction. Way more important than what I think. I think they're good, but customers are at the top. And when you think of Window Nation, you think of right now. Not they can do it now. No, they can do it right now. And it's getting to the time where if you want it done before the winter, you need to get it done right now. This month, you'll save big with 50% off window styles. 50% off all window styles, 0% financing over 5 years, proven quality windows, A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau, and you have a lifetime warranty. Again, 50% off, 0 interest for 5 years, and you can get them done right now. Just don't say I need them done now. Homer said I can tell you I need them done right now. WindowNation.com to get started. Talking with Brian Bulaga, because then he can step me straight on all my theories I have about things. I'm leaning toward they wanted to make a point with Rashan Gary. And then also, the Giants ran the ball a lot. Maybe Gary plays less when it's running, which is not a good sign because what you're paying him, he should be pretty close to an every down player. Am I correct on that, Brian?
Yeah, and the thing is, he's a big outside linebacker, so or defensive end. Sorry, DN. He should be an every down defensive end. So to say that is interesting. I don't think I would go with, he's not good against the run. He's a big D end. He should be very good against the run.
Yeah,
in my opinion.
I'm just trying to think as an explanation for why he didn't play more. And my basic is that he's not playing good enough. If he's not playing better than anybody else, then I'll play somebody else, and maybe that'll fire him up. We have someone who says Gary is a bust.
Yeah.
No, he's not a bust, but you can be a disappointment given expectations at some point, not necessarily for the whole year, given how much money you're being paid, because that tells us how important you are to the team. And
yeah,
I don't think he's a bust. Throughout his career, he's been somewhat inconsistent. He was, I think, arguably the best high school football player in the country. And when he went to Michigan, he did some good things, but everybody who's followed his career, a significant people at various times said he's just not as good as he should be. Maybe expectations are too high, but this isn't the first time And yet he's had enough good moments that it's just stupid to say he's a bust. You can debate if the money he got in the contract was appropriate, because now we're judging on how that money could have been used elsewhere, and that is an important issue because you only have so much money. But I'll defer to you on that. I don't. Okay, maybe he got too much money, but he's done too much to even think of a bust. You're just not.
Yeah, I don't think. I think that's very strong. I think that's very strong. I guess to anyone that would say that, and like everyone's entitled to their opinion.
No, you always say that. They're just wrong.
Yeah.
It's okay. I heard about being wrong. I've never been wrong, but somebody tried to explain to me what it's like, and it doesn't seem like it's very, no. Anyway.
I guess my question is, like, what does he do? So, like, what if he hits 12, 13 sacks this year by the end of it? What do you consider him then?
I don't know. I'm going to ask you. The issue is, and this is an appropriate question. Given a salary cap, teams make certain decisions on how much they give money. So I said this about A.J. Hawk, about his draft. I don't care where his draft choice was. A.J. Hawk was an average player on the field, clearly had some skills beyond that because he played on so many years and played so many downs. But my point is, whatever Gary is how good he is based on what you say. And then we say, was he worth what they gave him? Those are two different issues. Right now, this is bad. There was never, as you said, there never should have been a time when they were limiting his snaps this much unless he's hurt. But it's not the whole season. There's more to go. And even if he's a slight disappointment or whatever, a disappointment for the money they gave him, that doesn't mean he was bad. Means he was good, but, I mean, you'd be the judge. How good does Jordan Love have to be to justify the money he got? It'll be the same way with him.
Yeah, I mean, that's the question, right?
Yeah.
Like, and that's like, what do you have to do? Win a Super Bowl? Do you have to win MVP? Do you what do you have to do to justify that money? And I guess that's the same thing. Now you have to ask about Rashan Gary. Do you have to?
Right, and I can answer that. Find out other players making that kind of money and judge how they're doing versus those players. That's it.
So, like, so we want to talk about high-end pass rushers. The highest-end pass rushers are now making 35 plus a year.
Great point.
Okay. He's not making $35 plus million a year.
Right.
Okay. So, I think people may get that a little twisted, right? Like, I think they may get that a little mixed up. Because I think when we talk about a lot of money, and it is a ton of money, I think he's in the 19 or whatever it may be range. It's a ton of money. I get that. But when we talk about the certain type of pass rushers that we expect to be at the 13, 14, 15 sacks a year, there's like 5 of those guys, right? We have one of them, right? We got one of them. Then Pittsburgh has one of them. Cleveland has one of them. I think Houston has one of them, and Daniil Hunter.
And Detroit is.
And Detroit has one of them.
That comes from Pebble. He was nice not to say it on the air, or I don't know. Say it on the air next time. But go ahead. And that needs to be mentioned. And then you do have to factor in when the contract came. You're always going to be a little lower if your contract was signed a couple years ago. But that doesn't change the point that you just made. The amount of money, it could be cantaloupes instead of money. It doesn't matter. It's what is the team paying relative to the cost in the league for what they're getting.
Yes.
Because that's what Goody's looking at.
100%.
Yes.
100%. So, I understand everyone wants every Green Bay Packer that makes over X amount of money to be playing at an all-pro level. I get it. I understand it. And, if he doesn't, it's like, oh, he's disappointing us. He's this and that. And I understand it, right? And listen, I want Rashan Gary to be at a 10-sack guy a year too, because I think he has the ability to do it. You've seen he's already at 7 sacks. You see the ability; it is there. And when he doesn't hit that, and he goes through these lulls like this, you're like, hey man, what's going on? Like how is that possible? You see that ability. But we do have to remember, there's only certain guys that are like the Myles Garrett's that put up 4 or 5 sacks a game randomly, or consistently, and the Micah Parsons that are at 3 sacks and 2 sacks. There's only a handful of those guys. It's not a regular occurrence. It just isn't. So while I understand people's frustrations, and then obviously when guys don't produce, they do get their reps cut, and then they have to earn it back, and that's the way this thing goes. It is a production-based business, and that's what Rashan's going through right now. He's going through that right now, and he understands it better than anybody. And by all means, I think he'll respond to it. I really do. It's just a matter of got to go out on the field and do it now. Right? He wants, I would assume he wants to be part of this defense more than anybody because of how good this defense is. You want to be a part of this thing. It is so good. Why do you want to be on the sidelines watching them do it?
The opportunity to excel is easier when you have this group.
Yes.
So
it is so easy to get sacks and get pressures and get hits and get
just like I used to tell this offensive lineman, Brian Bullock, I said, you are so lucky. Aaron Rodgers makes all of you guys better than you really are. He didn't always kind of buy that because he mentioned the difficulty this quarterback made by holding the ball forever.
He made our lives easier in a lot of ways, and in some ways he made it a little bit difficult.
But bottom line, every offensive lineman could only hope to play for a quarterback as good as Aaron Rodgers or Tom Brady, or no quarterback is perfect.
No quarterback is perfect.
I'm making more money if I play right tackle for Aaron Rodgers than if I play right tackle for Malik Willis. That's what I believe. Am I correct?
Yeah, I would say yes.
Okay.
And that's not a slight on Malik Willis because every time the guy goes in the game, he scores touchdowns.
He's a great backup.
Yeah, that's no slight on the guy because he wins games and scores touchdowns. So,
I'm overpaying. I'm overpaying to keep him as a backup because of how perfectly he fits with what LaFleur likes to do. And I want people to say, you're giving that guy too much money. Fine.
Yep, 100%. You don't let him walk out the door.
Just like the Green Bay Packers did with Zeke Bradkowski. Oh, sorry, that's done. That's done to Hudson. That's Old Testament. All right, the next question for Brian Bulaga in the segment before Jason Wilde. Tight end. And is Luke Musgrave in the same camp as Rashan Gary? What the hell is going on? He never plays. Fisco Auto Body. It's a family business on Forest Home in Franklin. I tell you about Fisco Auto Body because I want you to like me. Here's how it works. It's a family business owned since 1931. It's not what they do, it's who they are. Family is still doing it. The family is still fixing your car. Imagine at what age they started doing this. That's why they're so good. That's why you'll like them, and then eventually they'll say, hey, I guess I got to thank Homer. And I like that. Fisco Auto Body on Forest Home in Franklin. Expert workmanship guaranteed for the life of your vehicle. Forest Home in Franklin. Fisco. To remember the name. Tight end. What's the problem with Luke Musgrave? You can't do what supposedly he can do sitting on the bench. Next.
The Homer Hour is back after this on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
We got a crash now on the ramp from eastbound 94 to 43 northbound in the Marquette. The right shoulder is blocked, so watch out for that. Delays technically start from 4394 northbound, right around Lapham, all the way up to Locust. So give yourself that extra time. We've also got a crash on the off-ramp to Locust from 43 northbound, so that's adding to your headaches. Southbounds get backed up from Capitol Drive all the way down through the Marquette and over the high-rise bridge. Southbound 41 heavy right past Good Hope Road and then back on the brakes from Appleton Avenue down to Capitol. Northbound is backed up. We do have a broken down vehicle on southbound 41 right at the ramp from Watertown Plank Road, but the northbound side is where we're seeing the delays all the way up from Watertown Plank Road up to Silver Spring. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Tonight, mostly cloudy, a low of 37. Tomorrow, partly cloudy, a high of 48. Weather is brought to you by Safe Plow. When winter hits Wisconsin, Safe Plow keeps driveways and businesses clear with no-tolerance snow removal. They handle the blizzard so you can handle your business. Visit safeplow.com. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga, 94.5 ESPN.
Are you looking for reliable transportation this holiday season? I got you covered. Hey, it's Jen Latta from ESPN Milwaukee. With holiday parties, family gatherings, and year-end events on the horizon, I trust Accutrans Group to handle all my private transportation needs. Whether it's a corporate function or a festive celebration, Accutrans gets me there safely and on time. As a veteran-owned business, they pride themselves on top-notch service that you can count on. Booking is easy, stress-free, and reliable. Just visit AccuTransGroup.com to reserve your holiday ride today. That's AccuTransGroup.com.
The only thing that tops our selection is your savings discount liquor.
Thanksgiving is almost here. What are you bringing to the table? Hi, this is Marie from Discount Liquor. Pairing the right wine with your Thanksgiving dinner can turn your meal into a celebration. But you don't have to be an expert to find the right wine. That's what our knowledgeable staff is here for. With over 8,000 varieties of wine, Discount Liquor can help you choose between a light, fruity Pinot Grigio, a big, luscious Cabernet, or anything in between, all at the lowest prices in town. Visit us today at 51st in Oklahoma and Milwaukee, and on Barstow and Main in downtown Waukesha. Voted best liquor store again!
The only thing that tops our selection is your savings discount liquor.
Check out all of our weekly specials at DiscountLiquorInc.com. And from our family to yours, have a happy and safe Thanksgiving.
Discount liquor.
Homer here. Whether you're cheering from the stands or watching the game from your backyard, every fan knows great moments deserve great vibes. Swing into Higher Love Cannabis Company in Menominee, Michigan. Just across the Wisconsin border, they offer a full line of high-quality, clean-green, certified CBD products designed to help you relax, recover, and recharge no matter the season. Higher Love is organically grown, locally owned, and proudly one of the best in the Midwest. Visit them in Menominee or explore the full CBD lineup at findhigherlove.com/CBD.
Is back pain slowing you down? When it comes to spine care, you need specialized expertise. At the OAW Spine Center, their orthopedic care specialists provide the highest level of care for everything from herniated discs to spinal fusion. They start with the most conservative, non-surgical treatments like physical therapy and injections. If surgery is needed, minimally invasive procedures at the OAW Spine Center will get you back on your feet faster. With a focus on treating the source of the problem, they take a comprehensive, active approach to spine health, getting you back to the life you love. The OAW Spine Center. There is a difference. Visit OAWSpineCenter.com. That's OAWSpineCenter.com.
You're listening to the Homer Hour on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
The Brian Bulaga Homer Hour, Jason Wilde coming up in a little bit. Pebble, now we get to tight end. Luke Musgrave, John Fitzpatrick, and the new guy, Josh Wiley, who, by the way, who was his college coach, Brian Bulaga?
I don't know.
Luke Fickell.
Oh.
He played at Cincinnati and was drafted by Tennessee in the 5th round. Anyway, Pebble, we have 35 snaps for Fitzpatrick, right?
That's correct, yes. From
20 for Wiley.
Yep.
And 19 for Luke Musgrave.
Correct.
All right, Brian Bulaga, you know what I'm going to say? You got to really work at being bad to get fewer snaps than Fitzpatrick and Wiley, because the assumption was with Tucker Kraft gone, the guy who was going to show us the most is Luke Musgrave. And I checked. You can't show anything sitting on the bench. All right. Coach Bulaga, explain it to us.
Oof. This one's probably tougher to explain because the thing is, like, production is a tough one to explain because, like, there just hasn't been much production over the season because Tucker Kraft has been the guy, right? Like, he's been the guy. So, like, you look at production and there just hasn't been much from Musgrave. So, like, you can't fall back on anything like, oh, there's been a drop in production. Well, what do we fall back on, right? Like, so there's not much to go on. To me, and this is just to me, I would look at the other two, allow LaFleur to be in certain personnel groups that don't make them as predictable, whether it's run or pass, if that makes sense. Because I think Musgrave is more of a pass-only tight end. He struggles more in the run game than the other two. And if you're just in straight 11 and you're in a 2-minute or a pass-only type situation, Musgraves is your guy. He's most likely going to be out there. He's the tight end that's going to do it. But if you're in normal down and distance and there's an option for pass or run and you're in, 12 or something like that, and you got two tight ends on the field and you're showing certain formations and you want to give the illusion of run, it's going to be difficult to have a tight end that struggles heavily in the run game, because if you're just constantly running Musgrave in and running him off, like, that's going to start giving tips to the defense of what's coming, right? Like, you run Musgrave on, you throw the ball, you run him off, you run Wiley or Fitz on, and you run it. Now you're just tipping your hand constantly, right? Like, it doesn't work. It just doesn't work. And then if you keep them on during the run game and the run game struggles, then that's another issue, right? Like, that's another problem. Like, you have to be able to run strong side to the tight end and have your tight end hold up at the point of attack and do those things with your tight end in the game, especially in this run game. And if he struggles in the run game, that's a problem. Like, that's a big problem. So to me, that's my guess at it. Because I think if you're in 11 and you're going to throw the football and those things, like, I think Musgrave's going to be in there. I think he's going to be in there majority of the time. I do, but I just I think if you're going to be multiple and you're going to show both run and pass looks and be in certain formations, they're going to mix up the tight ends, and the opportunities are going to be spread around to those other guys, and that's the way it's going to be.
Well, the way it's going to be is you're going to be on with Jason Wilde, and the two of you can discuss it next.
More of the Homer Hour coming up next on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
It's ESPN Milwaukee's Brad Nortman here with some exciting news from my friends at Bank 5-9. Not only have they been named a top workplace for 16 straight years, but they've just won the prestigious Community Choice Award as the best bank in the Milwaukee area. Honestly, I'm not surprised. Not only do they have great products and services, but they truly live out their mission to make lives better. If you're looking for a true local community bank, check out The Best. Visit bank59.com to learn more today. Member FDIC.
Homer here for Window Nation's end-of-the-year sale. This November, you'll save big with 50% off all window styles, plus you could get 0% financing for 5 years. Window Nation's proven quality windows are so good, you'll actually save money on lower utility bills and come with a lifetime warranty. Window Nation even has an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau. Don't miss out on 50% off and 0 interest for 5 years. Visit windownation.com to get started.
Hey guys, it's ESPN Milwaukee's Gabe Neitzel here to give you some advice. If you're making plans to propose to that special someone in your life, the Jewelry Center has to be your stop for the ring. It's what I did. They're the best place to shop for diamond engagement rings in Milwaukee for a reason. I didn't know what to get, but with help of a Pinterest board, the Jewelry Center and their team of specialists took care of everything from start to finish. Naturally mined diamonds, lab-grown diamonds, whatever you're in the market for, when it comes to an engagement ring, the Jewelry Center has it. Find locations and inventory online at shoptjc.com.
An ESPN Radio Extra Point with Evan Cohen.
They're 3-7. They've lost 7 of 8. They don't have Jamar Chase this weekend. They don't have, because of a suspension. They don't have Trey Hendrickson, their best defensive player, because of injury this weekend. They may or may not have Joe Burrow. They may or may not have Joe Flacco, who's got an injury as well. They're closer to last place than they are second place. Forget first place. I'll put their chances of making the playoffs at 0. Numerically, is Joe Burrow going to be significantly better than what Joe Flacco has been? I'm not saying he's not a better player. Don't get that twisted. But you get the point. Like, I get it. He's much better. There's no doubt in that. He's a top 5 quarterback in the league, MVP candidate every year, taking a team to a Super Bowl. This is not a Joe Burrow knock. This team, to me, is so far away that I can't believe they're rushing him. I find this to be wild. I find this to be another example of Joe Burrow running this team and no one standing in his way. Someone needs to protect Joe Burrow from himself.
Actual price will depend on product and subscription plan. Featured products are compounded drug products, which the FDA does not approve or verify for safety, effectiveness, or quality. Prescription products require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. See website for details, restrictions, and important safety information.
Want a boost in and out of the bedroom? Hims has you covered. Introducing a new 2-in-1 approach to level up your game. Tadalafil for better bedroom performance and zinc for testosterone support. Put it all together and you've got what you need to turn things all the way up. Getting started is simple. Just go to hims.com/joy to start your free online visit. Through Hims, you can access ED treatments, including pills, chews, and more. 100% online. No office visits, no pharmacy lines. Just fill out a simple intake form and a licensed medical provider will determine if treatment's right for you. If prescribed, it ships free and discreetly to your door. Find affordable treatment options at up to 95% less than brand names at hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy, hims.com/joy.
Tito's Handmade Vodka is America's favorite vodka for a reason. From the first legal distillery in Texas, Tito's is 6 times distilled till it's just right and naturally gluten-free, making it a high-quality spirit that mixes with just about anything, from the smoothest martinis to the best Bloody Marys. Tito's is known for giving back, teaming up with nonprofits to serve its communities and do good for dogs. Make your next cocktail with Tito's. Distilled and bottled by 5th Generation Inc., Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume. Savor responsibly.
Welcome back to the Homer Hour on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app. It's time for Jason Wilde on the Homer Hour on 94.5 ESPN.
Yes, we had to delay Jason Wilde because my cot was not available. It is now. I'm ready. And the nice guy, the doctor of football, Brian Balaga, will do the introduction.
Jason, good evening. How are you?
Yeah, it wasn't the cod. I was still talking to Sean Mannion, the quarterback's coach. So I appreciate you covering for me, Homer, but that was why.
It was both.
It was really good.
Both. Thank you.
I'm working on a story about Jordan Love's risk-taking and how it's a balancing act, whereas the guy that Bulaga played his whole Packers career with, even tight window throws didn't feel risky because of how accurate he was. So I'm excited to write it, and got a lot of help today from Steno and Jordan and a few other guys. So it's going to be fun. Sorry to keep you waiting.
Well, I don't want to ruin your story, but I mean, can you share any of it? Like about what little, maybe some tidbits from that about the risk taking? I mean, you talk about just running.
Get him, Brian. Come on, get him.
Yeah, so this all kind of started with the Pittsburgh game when Love said after that, that completion he made to Tucker Kraft, where he said, I wasn't sure where the ball was going, and I was just hoping nothing bad would happen. Like, try to picture your guy ever saying that.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
I didn't know where it was going. I was just hoping nothing bad would happen. Now, I can hear Brett Favre saying that for sure. So that kind of piqued my interest. So I got a little bit of one-on-one time with Jordan today. And it's really interesting to kind of hear his thought process in terms of, it's basically, it needs to be man coverage. It needs to be a guy that he has a high trust in. And it's a split-second decision that he admitted when he goes back and watches on film, even if it works, he sometimes goes, yeah, I shouldn't have done that. And it's just the reason why it's so interesting to me, Brian, is because, this is something that we never really thought it's not like Aaron never threw an interception. I'm not saying that, but like he had such an ability to, like, he was like a supercomputer who somehow was processing the likelihood, like when they show like that Amazon artificial intelligence that tells, the likelihood of the catch is 2.3% or stuff like that. Like, I'm so intrigued by it because this is a different thing than what we saw for so long here in Green Bay with your guy Rodgers at quarterback. So, yeah, it was. I mean, I had a lot of conversations today, but I'll make you wait for that. What I will say is I had a really interesting conversation with Josh Jacobs, who never wants. He's like an offensive lineman playing running back. He never wants to miss time. You played through all kinds of injuries in your career, but he actually admitted that with this bruised knee that he has, there is part of him that is thinking, with the quick turnaround for Detroit on Thanksgiving, that despite his pride, maybe it would be best not to play. And I thought that was a pretty big admission from a guy who never wants to miss time.
Yes, that is big. I mean, and honestly, if you're gonna, maybe it's me, or if you're gonna need him versus Minnesota at home or Detroit on the road, where are you gonna take him? That's just my 2 cents.
And obviously you want to win both, but I also think, and it was interesting. You were on the team when Ben Simmons was here. He coached under McCarthy and then stayed around under LaFleur. But, he's an old high school teacher, right? And he taught in the inner city. And I always think of him as a teacher first. And talking to him about Emmanuel Wilson, I mean, most of these guys, like Josh Jacobs went to Alabama, you went to Iowa. Like, there's a certain level of preparedness for the NFL. Well, not for Emmanuel Wilson. He came from Fort Valley State, which I'm writing about him. I got to go back and look up where that is. And, he got here and he, the level of experience and the simplicity of what he ran, it's a little bit like Jeff Janis, right? Like, expecting him to do some of the same things that other wide receivers who played in more complicated offenses, that was something that it was tough for Jeff to get up to speed on it early on. And so it's really interesting because I think Emmanuel Wilson is one of the better success stories. Like, he's a guy that if they were, and I don't think anybody wants this except maybe Josh DiMaggio and Gabe, if they were to be without Josh Jacobs for a period of time, I'm not saying they'd be as good, but I think Emmanuel Wilson could handle a lot of the stuff. And considering where he came from, that's pretty remarkable.
Yeah, I would say. How many? We heard that. I heard it on KBN. How many guys are on the injury report today, Jason? I thought I heard 18. Yeah. Is that true?
18, yes, 18. But as I was telling those guys, and there was the stuff with Lamar Jackson a couple weeks ago, and then the Packers, I think they probably faced some inquiry with how the Brandon McManus wasn't on the injury report all week, even though we knew the quad injury was still lingering, and then suddenly on Saturday he's doubtful. Now, the explanation was a reasonable one, that he kicked both Thursday and Friday last week, and Saturday he was really sore, and then he wasn't good to go. But I would also say this, by putting 18 guys on the injury report, in some ways, isn't that a competitive advantage? Because you don't know who's like hurt and who's like injured. So you put all of them on there, and if you're the Packers' opponent, you're thinking you're playing a really banged up team, and then you get to Friday, and there's going to be Jacobs will be questionable, Quay Walker will be questionable, Savion Williams will be questionable, even though he'll play. I mean, dude walks around in a orthopedic boot all week long and then plays on Sunday. I'm not saying it's gamesmanship. I think it's more, hey, we don't want to get in trouble with the league. But in some ways, it kind of helps you because you're not really sure what to believe. I look at that list of 18 guys and I'm like, okay, yes, they all have something. But as you well know, Brian, at this point in the season, you could probably put all 53 guys on because they all have something.
Valid. I mean, absolutely valid. What do you know about Van Ness? Is he a go this week? Is he not a go this week? Like, what's the word on that?
Oh.
Hello?
Wasn't a mean question. We lose.
Hello?
Oh, there you are. You're back.
No. I'm here. Who did you ask about? I lost you for a second.
Van Ness. Do you know, is he going this week? Is he not going this week? Do you know about it?
So I talked to him last Friday, and he was convinced he was going to go, and he had only done individual stuff. So now this week, and look, I don't think that they're any less conservative necessarily with Doc McKenzie having stepped into kind of the advisory role and quasi-retired. But if we're being honest, these guys are never going to play a guy that only did individual drill work in the 2 practices he had last week. Especially not, like, this isn't Julius Peppers. This is Lucas Van Ness, who is a third-year player. So I think it's much more likely that he plays this week. I would say I expect him to play and probably on a pitch count.
Got it.
All right, last question because you can hear the music. I mean, nobody should count on Musgrave to do much of anything, right? I mean, let's accept that.
I talked to him today. He thinks his blocking is really improved, but he knows he can't drop passes. Take that for what it's worth.
Well, but they don't play him. His number of snaps.
He'll play more. I would predict he will play more snaps this week. LaFleur put it out there publicly. Usually he backs that up with action.
Well, then why did he play so few against the Giants?
Because they wanted to run the ball at different points, and they don't think he's a very good run blocker, which he's not.
All right. Thanks, Jason.
All right, guys. Thanks for accommodating me.
And thanks, Brian Bulaga. So many more questions, but you'll be on the pregame show, right?
Not this week.
No. Oh.
Next week. On Thanksgiving. I'm working on Thanksgiving, of course, man.
Yeah, that's huge. That's so big.
The grind never stops.
Yes.
The grind never stops.
Weekly wager coming up.
Likes to laugh, likes to have fun, and I look for sex. She's my only one, and she's sure.
894 westbound, right about at